Defensively, I want to press a question out to Jason to begin with. Defensively, yes, you conceded today, but in your last 5 games, just 7 shots on target. What is making Arsenal so strong defensively, in your opinion?
Both Gabriel and Saliba getting back into form. The likes of Kivior, he feels a bit. I feel like, I feel like prior to the form itself, before the West Ham game, I felt like I think Arteta's kind of like I feel like the players were overcoached, but ever since that West Ham game, I felt like everyone's playing their own game. Everyone feels relaxed. Kivior, basically, in particular, has kind of gained form. It's going to be he's either scoring or assisting per game, and I feel like defensively, like he has been solid as well. He's one of those ones where Arteta's not letting him invert. He's one of them. He's playing as an actual left back itself. Like there's no inverted things there. And also Gabriel, fair play to him. Like he's been stepping up over the recent games. One of the best centre backs. I personally feel like Gabriel is so underrated as a centre back.
I think he's been your player of the season.
He's been
I think he's been your most consistent individual player.
As much as I rate Saliba so highly, I love Saliba, but I feel like Gabriel is a bit. I feel like he's slightly better in terms of like his physical presence. He's
a nice problem to have. I mean, neither of my center backs can defend right now. I mean,
think every partnership.
Fabian Schär for some of the goals was just standing there like he was doing nothing. Botman, I think, has been in poor form too. Y'all got a great problem. Which Lamborghini is the most shiny? It's crazy.
I think every partnership has that. No, it's like every centre back partnership has one that's the more composed, and that's Saliba. Has one that's a bit more physical, and that's Gabriel. Every partnership has it. Tottenham have the same thing with Van der Ven and Romero. You look at every partnership for history, they have one defender that's a bit more, he's up for the fight, going to be a bit more.
Vidic.
Then Saliba's the calming presence.
You know what it is? You know what it is like, with Saliba, right? With Saliba, like, no one really talks about him. I feel like I'm pretty sure you guys never talk about him over the last couple of games, even though we did perform well, but it's because he's doing his job constantly. Like, but it's just Gabriel. He kind of stood out in most of the games itself. He added goals to his game this season as well, especially in the turn of the year. Like literally, he was involved in the first goal as well, and also especially in that Crystal Palace game, he scored one. He basically created that own goal as well. Like it was looking good. Good cop, bad cop.
I think as well. With attackers, it's good attackers because they score goals and the goals stand out in games. Because you've got such a strong midfield, so you're not leaking lots of opportunities, and they're just doing such a good job. You go through the game without, other than, you notice them because they're kind of scoring goals, both of them, especially Gabriel, but you're just not noticing what they're doing. And to a large degree, that shows they're doing a really good job. You almost, quality defenders, and if your team's really good and your defenders are really good, you go through large periods where you don't notice them. If your defenders are having to make great tackles all the time, that tells you that you've got a problem within your team to a certain degree. So I think how strong you are as a team also takes away from how good they are, because it's not being that they are doing stuff, but it's minimalistic in a game. It isn't time and time again. Although I don't think they're easy to beat, I don't think they're easy to take on, but it's not happening so much in games. No one's really talking about it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
Terry, I have a perfect example. Oh, sorry, go.
No. The only thing I just wanted to say quickly though, Tel, is, and this is what I've said about like Man City centre backs, like the Diaz and John Stones, and the reason why we rate them so highly, is because the fact that a centre back hasn't got much to do all game, but when he's called upon, he's still able to automatically bang. You know what I mean? When he's called upon, he will perform. So those centre backs actually I rate even higher than the ones that are constantly again, because you're constantly in the game. You're constantly.
I totally agree. It's why, because most defensive stats that people would use, the defenders in the middle or bottom of the table often have more clearances, more tackles, more head, because the ball's going into the box more. But I agree, the best goalkeepers, the best centre backs you ever come across, they could be inactive for 30 minutes and then bang, they're again. There's no attribute of physicality or ability in that for me is concentration. That's all about concentration and being able to keep yourself in a position where you're alert at all times. And you two have got a great pair in there. And I think with Gabriel, Last year, he had a lot of like bozo moments. A lot of games you still won, but he'd lose the ball in silly areas. He's just gone up a level this year. And I know he doesn't get the first goal today, but his ability to score goals from corners is ridiculous. It's almost it's only been 1 year. There's like John Terry-esque. That man used to score ridiculous amounts of goals.
Sergio Ramos, man.
And every
I feel
time, always, you know, like when you look back in history, you always have centre halves that contribute key goals and key moments and help you along the way. And
Steve Bruce,
you know,
Steve Bruce, baby.
Oh, don't say that name.
and if we are to be successful, we're gonna need you know, Gabriel and the likes of Saliba to pop up with goals and key moments. And it's nice to see us be very productive in that way. And you know what I mean? I think we need to shout out Nicholas Jova, because since we've come back from Dubai, I mean, just even the masterstroke of putting Declan Rice on set pieces for the in-swinger, and taking Trossard and Martinelli off. And
nice.
the quality of deliveries have just been insane. And even the movement, the way in which we're able to find spaces and attack the ball, it's quality, and it just gives us a threat. You know, like it instills fear. It's like a mental kind of torture.
Hold on,
as well. I think Ryan
sorry, Steve, just on Steve Bruce for you. Best goal scoring season he had as a centre back. It's mad. He got 19 goals. He actually, Steve Bruce, he was actually a world-class centre-back, but scored 114 goals in his career as a centre-back.
Which Dutch centre-back? Was it De Boer? Wasn't it De Boer who also scored like a hell of a lot of goals as centre-back? Ronald Koeman and De Boer? Didn't they also score?
Maybe they may have done. Yeah, there's a few centre-backs out there scored a lot of goals. They've got some super chats I want to fly to here. The first one says... Hi, Terry. How do you get on the panel? There's a link pinned to the live comment section, my friend, if you want to jump on. Luke here says, come on, you gooners. Kevin, long time no see, brother. He says, I think with Martin, he's just healthier with a system change, but he's been good. We still need to keep our powder dry. Good performance, though. Thank you, Tevin. This here says, Tommy, Timber, Zinni, Jesus, and Partey all coming back. I mean, that's obviously a massive... Yeah, I mean, depending on the form they come back in with, but
also, injuries, they come back, someone else gets injured. So I hear that thing. Injuries think, this player's coming back. In 3 weeks' time, God forbid Saliba gets injured. Then do you get what I mean? I don't knock wood, it doesn't happen, but this whole thing, this player's coming back. I love hearing that, but we've been saying that, and with Partey, we've been saying that for weeks now, bro. The guy's back. Yeah. It's all full
Partey coming back or what are they called? Oasis reforming. Like that rumor has been flying around for a while.
January, bro. Like I'm sick and tired of this, man. Honestly,
okay, I agree. They like facts, not arrogance, but the idiots on Twitter will become arrogant, and the football gods will make us pay. I tell you this now as well. Me and the football gods are on the same wavelength. If you're an account that doesn't use their real name or face, the football god don't care. Like they're just trolls. They can't be taken seriously. They're not real people. The people that tweet like that behind those accounts, they're not like that in real life. For a long time, for us Arsenal fans, the question was, can we bounce back from tough L's? Recent times have shown we can. Let's continue and enjoy the W, is what Manny says. This is an interesting stat here. Partey and Xhaka last season, 17 GA combined. Rice and Kai Havertz this season so far, 17 GA combined.
That's impressive.
Well, I think it's also another little thumb in the eye to the Arsenal naysayers. I'm like, how are we going to replace the goals? Because they'll stop talking about that now that it's been done. But they said it wouldn't happen, and consistency. Steve, what happened to your defenders? That was bad.
Fell apart.
Forgot how to defend. No, it just doesn't help when Fabian Schär, and this happened the Luton game. This happened the Bournemouth game. This happened Spurs away. Sometimes he just stands there. Like he has no self-awareness, and it's ridiculous. Like Fabian Schär sometimes, like he just does these stupid things. Like I don't get it. Botman's been poor too. Like that first goal is a great move, and like credit to you guys. Y'all played that so well. You sucked in all of my men. Pause to the back post, and Havertz crashed the box and reaped the rewards out of that. So it's like.
Yeah,
they're falling for tricks. They're falling for your tricks. So
look, do you want Eddie Howe to still stay as manager?
What?
Eddie Howe, are you still behind the manager with
Well,
the
if
way
he gets
results?
sacked tomorrow, what can he say? Like, what can he say that like, oh, I should still be in the job? Like, no, but you can't say that to other Newcastle fans. Apparently, he's beyond criticism. No, he's not doing as good a job. He's not doing as good a job as I think he could. If he gets fired, that's just this pro football. This isn't cupcakes and unicorns, bro.
Look at the price of some Man United players and has less goals.
Like
Who have
Anthony.
less goals?
I
I
mean,
think
look,
that's when we were talking about Kai Havertz and the
okay.
price. So he
yeah,
was saying-
listen, listen, yeah, I don't want to talk about my club, but thank you for the super chat. And the next one's actually from a Man United fan. He says, I wish Man United played like this. Ineos, please buy Saka, Odegaard, Saliba, and Gabriel. I hate to say it, but I'd also have Arteta at United as well.
That's bro. That's like $1 billion right there, bro.
I was watching the game, honestly, and I was sitting there and I'm like, so as I've got older, when I was younger, my jealousy always came out in anger. Now my jealousy, I'm able to channel it in praise. Does that make sense? And it actually is far more cathartic. But I do watch Arsenal and just think, I'm so jealous. I just look at how you play. Like, obviously, I'd rather be in City's position where I've won all those trophies right now. But I just look at Arsenal. And the reason why I think I'm jealous is because I've seen you guys be in the mud. And now I feel like you're about to do something amazing. And it's, I'm so envious. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm so envious. You know, it's like how I feel every time I look at Stormzy. Do you know what I mean? For obvious reasons. We all know why. City win versus Liverpool and Arsenal win versus City. Arsenal win the league. Interesting prediction. Arsenal back to wanting Madrid after beating Newcastle.
Don't think anyone said.
Funny enough, I think we'd actually play better against Madrid than we would against Porto.
Yeah,
because at least they'd opened the game a bit more.
Trust it, man.
Like, I'm not saying beat Real Madrid,
I'm not trusting that.
but don't you
Right,
think?
yeah.
If we go, look, we played Liverpool and we were fantastic. We played better against Liverpool than Porto.
Yeah, but in Europe it's different, man.
I think there's an arrogance. We have an arrogance as Arsenal fans thinking, oh yeah, it's we play Madrid and we're going to play better. When we went to Porto, let's keep it 100. We shat the bed. Players couldn't control the ball. Saliba lost his head. Like Saliba wasn't the same cool, composed defender. Odegaard couldn't trap a ball. Jorginho even came on, couldn't find passes. It wasn't necessarily it wasn't because we're not as good as Porto. We're far superior. But the reality is when we went over to that tough away ground, we couldn't hack it. We literally shat the bed. So for me, the players need a bit more experience in that competition, and also for the more experienced heads to come back into the squad to guide the younger players, because you haven't got the likes of Thomas Partey, Jesus, Zinchenko, who've got a European pedigree, played in the Champions League, who can guide those younger players. We had 11 players on that pitch. Only one had European competition, European experience at Champions League football, and that was Kai Havertz.
We've been to the Bernabeu and we've won. Let's not forget that. We've been to the Bernabeu. I know it was a long time ago, but we have won at the Bernabeu before.
But bro, the thing is, with Real Madrid, just with Real Madrid quickly, because I've seen people asking for Real Madrid. Bro, do you realize that Real Madrid are not just going to come out and play football? They know how to do the shithousery stuff as well, bro.
They know how to defend.
They do know how to defend, but equally, I don't see Real Madrid with their talent. That means with respect to Arsenal, they're not going to look at Arsenal and go, we better sit back, guys. They're not going to sit. They're not. I'm not saying they're going to play gun ho and play with like 11 men in attack, but they're also that's an interesting game. Yeah, I mean, look, I kind of want to see Arsenal go up against a European big boy that we know can attack and play. Because at the neutral, it's going to be an entertaining game. It's going to be a game where both teams are attacking, both teams can score. I don't like this super chat though from Guna Dam. He says, if we can win the league, can we do it on game 37? If you guys would have beat us at Old Trafford and win the league, I don't know if I can go live.
You don't like it?
Hey, we're running it back.
Great rivals. Stop City, Liverpool. Ain't that something?
In fairness, yeah. I mean, if anyone can stop you, if you guys stop the 4P and Liverpool matching our titles, I can take that. Again, I'm so weirded out.
In the moment, though, you would be fuming.
Yeah and no. Like I look at it this way. I tend to try and look at the bigger picture all the time. Not Ten Hag's bigger picture, because I don't know what the fuck that man's drawing. But my bigger picture is I don't understand these Man United fans who are like, I can't handle Arsenal fans celebrating. I'm like, Guna's celebrating and being shameless and irritating versus records being set potentially that will never match. I just can't fathom. I cannot fathom the insecurity and weakness in that. Arsenal have arrived. Come on, you gooners. Terry, I'm coming to the Champions League game. Can I meet with you? I probably won't be about, mate. I'll be working that day. I mean, let me know where your whereabouts are. Maybe we can hook up.
Terry looking for hookups. That's a clip.
clip.
Terry looking for hookups. That's a clip.
Listen, well, I don't care what way people want to have their pickle tickled. It's not my way. It's up to you, man. Remember, if you act weird, that's weirdness. I'm just saying, we can meet up, we can hook up, we can have a cup of coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee, I drink tea. But there, I'm gonna move on.
Builder's tea, Builder's tea. Do sugars?
No, I don't put sugar in my tea. That's a Philistine. You Philistine. But I don't drink coffee. I actually tried. I read something once. If you force yourself to eat or drink something 20 times, your body will like it. I bought a really good coffee machine. I drank 2 cups of coffee a day for 3 months. Still tasted like shit. Like, I've had nice coffees. Do you know the weirdest bit though? I love the smell of coffee and I like things like coffee sweets. I just can't drink it. So that's strange.
Coffee's terrible.
That is proper weird, you know. It's proper weird. We've got